the news conference right now. Let's listen in.
Good afternoon. My name is Lieutenant Ryan Frazier, F-R-A-S-H-U-R-E. Work for the County Police Department and Arundel County Police Department. We have a brief update for you guys, just to give some details. Please bear with us. We can't answer a lot of questions. This is still a very active and ongoing investigation. We're still trying to make sure that everyone's safe, reunite people with their families, and then once the building is secure, we have a crime scene, obviously. So we anticipate this being a very long investigation and be very detailed investigation by our detectives. So I'd like to introduce first our County Executive, Anne Arundel County Executive, Stephen R. Schuh, to answer some questions, give you guys some updates. But again, we're going to limit questions at this time just for investigative purposes, because we still have a lot of work to do. Thank you. Mr. Schuh.
Thank you, Officer. I'm County Executive Steve Schuh of Anne Arundel County. We've had a terrible shooting incident here this afternoon. There are several people who have died from this incident, and several others are injured. Those who are injured have been transported for medical care to Anne Arundel Medical Center and to Johns Hopkins Shock Trauma. Those fatalities are so sad, and I don't know what to say other than our thoughts and prayers are with them and their families, and we take comfort knowing that they are in God's embrace. The shooter is in custody and being interrogated at this time. I want to commend the public safety professionals who were very quick to the scene here within about 60 seconds. And we've had a tremendous response, not only from Anne Arundel County Police and Fire, Annapolis City Police and Fire, but also State Police, Howard County, Prince George's, several federal agencies, including FBI and ATF. I want to thank all of those agencies for their quick response and being our partners in this very unfortunate incident. I'd like to ask Governor Hogan to say a few words. Governor?
Thank you, Steve. I just want to say, first of all, our thoughts and prayers are with the victims and their families, and I want to thank the law enforcement professionals who responded. Our emergency response team they did an incredible job. They're still doing the job right now, but the fact that they responded within 60 seconds, I want to give serious praise to Anne Arundel County and the city of Annapolis for their response. And we were here with the state agencies to back them up. We have federal agencies. It's a tragic situation. We don't have all the information yet, and we can't give all the information yet because it's an active crime scene and investigation. But we have had several fatalities and several people there in the hospital, and we'll just leave it to the professionals to continue their ongoing investigation.
Lieutenant, I know you said it's early, but can you talk to us about the number of fatalities in any ways? Is it more than 2 or under? Can you tell us at least any kind of numbers that you know of now?
I'm going to take this opportunity to introduce our acting chief, Bill Krampf. He'll answer some questions, but again, please, it'll be very brief. We want to make sure that the information we put out is accurate. So, there's a lot of people involved here, so we want to make sure that information is accurate, and we don't want to say anything that'll ruin the investigation. So the suspect is still being interviewed by detectives, but again, I'll introduce our acting chief, William Krampf.
Good afternoon. As you can see, this is a very fluid scene. You can see that we have over 10 plus allied agencies assisting with Anne Arundel County Police. The investigation has just started. So as Ryan has said, we're going to be quite a while determining what occurred, why it occurred, and how it occurred. But as the governor mentioned, we were here quickly. We came into the building very quickly. We received a call as an active shooter. We do have fatalities and we do have serious injuries. We also have many witnesses that are being interviewed, and we have an area over by Lord and Taylor that the witnesses can reunite with their families. We're asking them to contact their families so that they can come and assist them with getting home safely. As Ryan mentioned before, our Criminal Investigation Division has one person in custody. That person is at our Criminal Investigation Division down in Crownsville, and we will be speaking with that individual quite frequently, and well, shortly, I should say, and get the information. The building is secure from a tactical standpoint. That means that right now we believe that there are no other shooters in the building, but it has not been cleared from an investigative standpoint. So once the QRT and the members of a SWAT team leave the building, the investigators will go in, and then we will start the process of putting the investigation together.
Does the shooter appear to be known to police or to the Capitol Gazette employees?
Anything we can tell us about
Yeah, right now we can't confirm exactly where the shooting occurred throughout that building. The Capitol Gazette building is inside that building, along with many other businesses and doctors' offices.
Do you have any numbers on casualties?
Not at this point, not at this time. So,
Did your officers interrupt the shooting? Where did you apprehend the suspect?
our officers were on the scene very, very quickly. I think it was around 60 seconds or a minute, minute and a half. And they did engage the suspect, and that's when he was taken into custody. So it occurred very quickly. Just 1 second. That was, again, just for everybody, that was our acting chief, William Cramph, Kramph. And I'd like to introduce the mayor of Annapolis City, the city of Annapolis, Mayor Gavin Buckley.
How you doing? The city sends its love and thoughts for all the families that have been affected by this horrible event. I want to commend our first responders for getting onto the scene as quickly as they did, and if they were not there as quickly as they did, it could have been a lot worse. So I just have to say it was a great joint effort by everybody. This is what we trained for. A week ago we practiced an active shooter training thing. We did not expect something like this to happen in our community, but we were ready, and I don't think we could have put any more resources. If you look behind you at what's been done here, it's a tremendous response.
Mayor, how many people have been killed in it?
We can't confirm that yet, so I have to sort of leave that with the county on there, so I'll hand it back to you.
I'm sorry, Scott, I didn't hear the question.
We're just concerned, is it, you can't give us a number how many people were killed or injured because you don't know, or what's going on?
No, at this point, while we're still, reuniting people while we're still reuniting people with families, and we're interviewing this suspect, we don't want to put that information out right now. But that information will come out very shortly.
This person acted alone. There will only have the one suspect. You're not looking for anyone else.
Yeah, at this point, he's the only suspect. We have one suspect, and I'd like to introduce our state's attorney, the Anne Arundel County State's Attorney, Mr. Wes Adams.
Good afternoon, everybody. My office is on scene to assist with the fantastic response by our law enforcement officials. As everybody knows, this is an active investigation. We will work in conjunction with the detectives and the police officers who are handling this scene to ensure that we have everything collected correctly so that we can then sift through and process the evidence as necessary. Unfortunately, that's the only comment that my office can make at this time, but we are on scene assisting with all other law enforcement agencies.
Thank you. Governor Hogan, you guys have any type of motive right now?
The investigation is still active and ongoing, so my office in particular, prosecutors cannot comment in any way on the nature of the evidence.
What type of weapon was used?
Turn that back over to Lieutenant Frazier.
What type of weapon was used?
Yeah, at this point, we can't identify the exact weapon that was used. We anticipate having another briefing very shortly to try to get that information out. So at this point, with it being a very active investigation, we need to reconnect with our detectives that are interviewing the suspect, make sure that we have that accurate information that we can give out to everybody. So we anticipate another update here very shortly. So, at this point, we're still talking to the individual, we're engaging the individual, and we're trying to find out a motive. You know, all those things that comes along with these investigations. So it takes a long time. It takes a long time.
bombs in the building?
Thank you, Brad.
Governor Hogan, not so very long ago, we gathered similarly in southern Maryland. It's happened again, a shooting like this. What are your thoughts? What's in your heart this afternoon as the leader of our state to be dealing with this?
Well, you know, the first thing, your heart goes out to all the people that lost their lives and all of their families and all the other people that are affected here. It's just a tragic situation. They're two entirely different situations, but in both cases, in southern Maryland, we had a school resource officer that acted immediately and saved lives, and here in 60 seconds, we had the police respond. So while both situations are tragic, our response to it has been incredible, and I want to praise the local officials who responded so well and perhaps saved other people's lives by getting there while the thing was taking place and apprehending the suspect, and he's in custody. I know it's frustrating because it's not that they don't have information, they just can't share the information. I think we know about the number of fatalities, they know the weapon, but this thing is still actively going on, and it can hinder the investigation by releasing information too soon. So I believe that when they have the next briefing, hopefully they'll be able to provide you with more information.
Governor Hogan, do you think that this has anything to do with the recent elections?
No, I don't think it has anything to do with it.
Was the shooter injured?
Yeah. I don't have that information, and I don't have that information, but that'll be two things that I'll check on and make sure that we have that for the next briefing.
Was there an exchange of gunfire with the police?
We're still trying to determine the suspect. I'm sorry?
Was there an exchange of gunfire with the police between the suspect and police?
That'll be more information that I give out in our next briefing.
Can you confirm that he was looking for a shotgun in the shooting?
I'm sorry?
Confirm that he used a shotgun?
I cannot confirm what type of weapon was used in the shooting. So again, we have several questions that we know we need answered for the next briefing. So we anticipate having a briefing within another hour, and we'll make sure that we give that information then. At this time, that's all the information we have. We appreciate your conference.
We have one more bit of information, and this is the last bit of information that we'll give to you until the next briefing. I anticipate another briefing very, very shortly, but there are 5 fatalities that we know of. There are several other persons that are gravely injured. We will have more information for you in the next briefing. Thank you.